2 chapters of Swiss Family Robinson. Chapter 20, A New Islander. This, Fritz said, is Jenny Montrose. Our own boys leapt for joy and ran to embrace the first person other than our family they had seen in over more than 13 years. They began to pepper the girl with questions, and as they did, I saw my wife overjoyed to have a female friend to share our lives with. My new friend laughed and chatted with us, trying to find a way to say what had happened to her. We talked all at once, laughing and losing ourselves in the excitement. After hours of sharing adventures, our new friend went off to bed. The boys asked Fritz how he had found Jenny. He began to tell the story of the albatross. It had a message attached to its leg. Only Father knew. I sent a letter in return and then soon left my kayak. I found many amazing things on my travels that would have stopped, but I was on a mission. When I reached a cove, I rested and made a fire and got a bird ready to eat. Out of the bushes then came a tiger with bright eyes that leapt out at me. Our pet eagle lunged at him and surprised him long enough for me to get my gun. I only just got the pistol out in time and managed to knock him down with one shot. However, my eagle also lay dead. I got back in my boat after burying our friend and headed out to sea feeling sad and alone. But not for long. Soon, as I came around the bend, I saw a plume of smoke rising up. I raced with my kayak towards it, excited and breathless. I ran up to the beach toward the fire, but there was none there. Then I saw someone running. It was Jenny. She led me to the hut that she had made with many items from her own shipwreck that she washed ashore 3 years ago. She'd been on that island for 3 years, and they didn't know she was there. Must be some big island. Like us, she had built many things and learned to fish and hunt. She is the daughter of a British officer. She was on her way aboard a ship to meet her father when her ship wrecked here. She was on a lifeboat that overturned, and she was the only survivor. After gaining her strength, she would attach a message to any bird she could find on hopes that she would be found. I heard her story, and as I was in my kayak, making a last trip to fish before heading to bring her home, I met up with you. I thought you were pirates and all was lost. Thank God it was my family. With that, everyone had many questions. We talked excitedly and clearly as we could see in our broken English until we were all tired. Broken English, I thought their English had become better. Okay. The next morning, the boys all greeted Jenny again with curiosity and excitement. We were all thrilled to be able to invite Jenny to our home and to include her as part of our family. The day was beautiful, and we stopped at Shark Island to launch a salute for Jenny as we introduced her to our humble home. She reacted as if it were a palace. She had been alone so long, and we had done so much work that it truly seemed a kingdom to her. Jack joked that all of our servants had run away just a few days ago. The boys outdid themselves setting out a dinner on all of our dishes, and my wife found Jenny a dress to wear so that she could feel at home. We had a wonderful meal, and then the boys took Jenny to show off all of our lands. Next day, we started packing again for winter, which we knew was sure to come. As we worked, the boys treated Jenny like a queen and saddled a cow for her to ride side saddle. It wasn't long before she was just like one of us in our island kingdom. Her cheer made us happy. Soon, though, the winter came and we went back to Rockburg to wait for 3 better days. But our time there made happy with Jenny, and the winter seemed short. She taught us to improve our English, and we taught her to speak our language before spring came. It was a wonderful time. Chapter 21. Hello and Goodbye. With the passing of winter, we all came out again to the joy of spring. There was so much to do for our expanded family, and we took to the new days with great happiness. One day, Fritz and Jack were out on the Shark Island raising our flag when we heard a strange sound burst out. It was 3 shots from a gun. But had we really heard it? We all rushed to the beach to be sure. We were confused and happy and scared all at once. Was it friendly sailors or attacking pirates? All at once the sailboat came back to shore from the island, and Jack and Fritz jumped out to greet us. "Did you hear that?" asked Fritz. "Father, what shall we do?" I looked at the sky, only to see it was getting dark. "There's nothing we can do tonight," I told him. "In the morning we will set out to see what made the noise." None of us slept that night, and in the morning a storm rolled in and made a mess of the shore. I knew that we would find nothing in that weather until we waited again. The waiting was agony. On the 3rd day we went out to Shark Island and fired off our cannons. There was no sound for a while, but then we heard a shot ring out again. We came back to our beach, still worried that the ship might be full of pirates or enemies of some kind. Fritz and I got into a sailboat with our guns and sailed back out to sea to learn more. We left the family nervous behind us. We sailed for an hour and found nothing. But then, through the telescope, I saw what looked to be a ship. As we got closer, I saw that it was indeed a ship, and it was English. But what could be doing it this way? We watched the men on the deck closely and felt they were honest men. We returned to tell the others to get ready to meet them. Our family was full of joy. We dressed in our best, got our boat ready, collected fruit as a gift, and sailed out to meet the strangers. Soon we were in front of the ship, and the captain spied on us and waved us abroad. We tried to remain as calm as possible, but it was no use. We were clearly amazed to see civilized people once again. We were not sure how to behave. The captain invited us to his cabin and asked us to tell him our story and how long we had been there. We thought the coast was uninhabited. We told him our story and of our adventures, and he was amazed to find out we had been there for 13 years. And when we told him Jenny's story, he jumped up. "You must accept my welcome," he said. "One of my reasons for coming on this trip has been to find Miss Montrose. I was sent by her father, the colonel. We must be our guests on board the ship. There's a family with us, the Woolstons," he said. "You must come greet them. Mr. Woolston is quite ill and is unable to settle somewhere new to live. He is my second reason for this voyage." We got back into our boat, and both vessels sailed for the shore, where we greeted the Woolstons as they got off the ship. It seemed strange and wonderful to arrive on this land, to have been ours alone for so long, and to be happy with another family on the beach. They were happy to meet us, but their joy was nothing compared to our sense of amazement at being able to welcome the first guest ever to land of New Switzerland. We spent an afternoon entertaining each other with tales and getting to know each other, making everyone feel welcome and at home. That night, my wife and I talked in private. There was something I wanted to tell her that made me feel very nervous. After so long on the island, and after more than a decade of work, I felt that this was my home. I had no need of rescue. I was a happy man. I had no wish to leave this place, and I told her I wished to stay on New Switzerland. Julie was now my home, and I felt she felt the same. I was relieved to find out she felt exactly as I did. We hugged joyfully, happy to be in such harmony. We waited until the next day to see what our boys felt about the idea, and we decided if they wanted to leave, we should tell them that they were free to go. The next morning, the captain brought the ship around a safety bay so that we could bring his crew to Rockburg to show them our home. Fritz and Jack went ahead to make everything ready. As the ship arrived, the boys fired off the guns at Shark Island in salute. Everyone on board cheered. At dinner, Mr. Wilson told us about the desire to settle in a new land because of his health. He said his sleep the night before was one of the best in recent memory, and that this land amazed and intrigued him. I extended my welcome for the family to stay there and to share a wonderful island of New Switzerland. We told them we would love the company and that they would find the island plentiful and welcoming. Mr. Wilson leaped up to embrace me, and we laughed and cheered for our new friendship and our good fortune. "Hooray for New Switzerland!" everyone yelled. "Hooray for those who stay here," said Ernst, telling us by his cheer what his decision would be. "What about those of us who are going to England?" asked Jenny. "Yeah, what about us?" said Fritz. I knew then that he was leaving, and I thought he would be happy. "Cheers to you," I said. "I will stay," said Jack. With Fritz gone, I will be the best rider and the best shot here. We all laughed at this, and I asked friends what he wanted to do. I am the youngest, and I think I should go to old Switzerland and go to school. But I will return when the time is right. We all clapped at this and thought it was a good plan. We were all going to be happy. We spent the next days preparing those who would stay and those who would leave. The Woolstons and their daughter were there to have a home here. We all discussed how the captain would tell people at home of our land. We knew that new settlers would then come to our land to make a true colony. It was all we could dream of. Before they left, Fritz told me that he wished to marry Jenny, and I told him that he had our love. I had a long talk with each of my boys and told them I was proud of them. Now we would be known in Europe, and everyone would hear of our little colony. And that is how our adventures were and how we came to be the settlers of New Switzerland. It was an incredible time for us, the Swiss Family Robinson. I asked Fritz to take my journals to be made into this book to give to young people everywhere. I want them to know that a family can be happy together no matter what, where they are, and what they have. Together we made our home and our place in the world. With family, we are never alone. Okay, that's the end of the book. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.